All right, let's talk about something that I'm pretty sure drives all of us crazy at some point. Overthinking. That endless loop in your head that just won't quit. Well, today, we're gonna break down 4 super simple, science-backed tricks you can use to just stop it fast, like in seconds.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? Where it feels like your mind has just completely gone rogue. You're trying to sleep or just chill out and your brain is just going a mile a minute. It's replaying that dumb thing you said 2 weeks ago or worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. It is just exhausting. So, first things first, if this is you, you are so not alone. This is a super common human thing. And the best part, it's not some permanent flaw in your personality, it's just a pattern your brain gets into. And the cool thing about patterns is, they can be broken, and a lot faster than you probably think.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Before we can stop it, we kind of have to understand what's really going on up there when we get stuck in that loop. It's not some big mystery, it's actually just brain mechanics.
So here's the key thing to get. Overthinking is basically your brain's alarm system getting stuck in the on position, you know? It's supposed to look for threats, but it gets stuck in this feedback loop, just replaying the same worries. And that's exactly why some tiny little problem can suddenly blow up in your mind and feel like this huge world-ending crisis.
And this is such a powerful phrase to remember. Because look, the feelings you get when you're overthinking, that anxiety, that dread, those feelings are totally real. But, and this is a big but, they're often completely disconnected from what's actually happening. They're just signals from that faulty alarm system, not a true picture of reality.
Okay, enough about the problem, let's get to the fixes. Trick number 1 is all about yanking your brain out of that hamster wheel of worry and slamming it right back into the real physical world. It's so simple, but it is seriously powerful.
It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And seriously, you can do it right now with me. Just look around. Name 5 things you can see.
So, why does that little exercise work so well? It's actually a pretty cool brain hack. Your brain literally can't be lost in some future worry if you're forcing it to pay attention to what your senses are telling you right now. You're basically hitting a reset button, interrupting that pattern and breaking the loop instantly.
All right, on to trick number 2. This one works from the inside. Instead of getting totally swept away by that wave of anxiety, this trick gives you a way to take a step back and get a handle on it, using just a couple of words.
So next time you feel that spiral starting up, I want you to just pause and name it. Seriously, say it in your head or even out loud. Something simple like, okay, this is anxiety, or I'm overthinking this again, or this is just my brain doing its fear thing. The key is, you're not judging it, you're just observing it. And this isn't just some feel-good trick, there's real science here. It's called affect labeling, and it's wild. When you put a name to an emotion, you actually activate the more logical part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. And that in turn calms down the emotional, panicky part. It's like turning down the volume on the anxiety just by naming it.
Okay, trick number 3. This might be the most direct, most physical way to tell your whole body, hey, we're safe, you can calm down. And you do it with the one tool you literally always have with you, your breath.
It's a super simple 10-second reset. Let's do one together. Breathe in slowly for a count of 4. Now hold it for just 2 seconds. And now a really slow, long exhale for a count of 6. That's it. That's the whole thing. Just one of those is like hitting a reset button for your nervous system. Doing it a couple of times, game changer.
So what's the magic here? It's all in that long exhale. When you breathe out longer than you breathe in, it flips a switch in your body. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is basically your body's chill out or rest and digest mode. It's like sending a text message directly to your brain that says, false alarm, we're all good here, you can stand down.
And that brings us to our last trick, number 4. So the first 3 were all about interrupting that mental spiral. This one is about turning around and facing the veiled, shadowy fear that's causing the spiral in the first place. We're going to drag it out into the light. So when your brain is spinning, you ask yourself this simple question: what's the worst that can realistically happen? And you got to be honest here. We're not talking about some crazy 1 in a billion disaster. What is the actual, probable worst-case scenario? You have to force your brain to get specific. And right after that, you ask question 2. And could I handle it? And think about it. The answer is almost always yes. Yeah, you could. They might suck, it might be hard, but you'd figure it out, you'd get through it. This question reminds you that you're way more capable than your anxiety gives you credit for. And the last question just seals the deal. What would I do next? What would be my very first step? See what just happened? You just flipped your brain from panic mode into problem-solving mode. You're no longer a victim of the fear. You're the one in charge, making a plan.
And here's why that little sequence works so well. Overthinking thrives in the dark. It loves vague, undefined fears. The second you shine a light on it, define it, and make a plan, poof, you take away all its power. Clarity really does kill anxiety.
So let's wrap this all up. Think of these 4 things not just as tricks, but as like reps at the gym for your brain. Every single time you use one, you're not just stopping the spiral in that moment, you're actually retraining your brain's automatic reaction to stress over the long run.
This really sums up the whole switch. Overthinking is your brain stuck on autopilot in fear mode. But these tricks, they are the manual override. They let you take the controls back and intentionally switch on logic in calm mode instead.
So if you remember anything, remember this simple 3-step formula. 1, interrupt the thought. 2, activate your logic. And 3, calm your body. That's the blueprint. Every trick we talked about today is just a different way of doing those 3 things.
And I want to leave you with this thought. Look, the goal isn't to never overthink again. That's probably not going to happen. Our brains are kind of built to worry. No, the real goal is just to get better at stopping it, to catch yourself sooner and pull yourself out of the spiral faster each time. It really is a skill. And like any skill, the more you practice, the better you get. So the only question is, what thought are you going to practice on first?